It's like all of those adverts. Do you like Led Zeppelin? Do you like Jimi Hendrix? Well, you'll love Love Spreads.
Yes. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of the Audiophiles. I'm Andy, and the gentleman over there in the black hoodie, that is John. Hello, John. That's right.
G'day.
Good day, mate. So what have you got in store for us, sir?
So we have another tune, much threatened by me, from the band The Stone Roses.
Excellent. I told you that I would take all the Stone Roses, so I am glad that we are revisiting them again. What is the track of this go round?
This is one that I spoke about. I don't think I told you what the name of it was. This is Love Spreads.
Okay. I will go off and give Love Spreads a listen, and I'll come back and let you know what I think, man. Tapping into a little Delta blues sound. That's interesting and also lovely to the ears. So let's see where we go. Just the way that bass came in. Yeah, we're going to go back a little bit. I love it. On the guitar. This song could do this for, the rest of the 5 minutes and 50 seconds, and I would be completely fine with that. Now, I'm sure it won't, but that was just musically rich, and just what a great 60 seconds of music that was.
Some cross the bed. I'm handing the cheese sister. She didn't scream, she didn't make a sound. I forgive you, boy, but don't leave town. Cold like skin, naked in the rain. Hammer flashing the lightning, I heard it again.
I'm getting shades of like just the style of the guitar. This bit like Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix. Like I know I'm naming the heaviest of hitters when it comes to the electric guitar, but this song has shades of that. Like this song wouldn't exist if it wasn't for acts like that. Um, so I don't want to blow it up too much, but this is really really good and is a very tasteful way of like tapping into those sounds uh that were pioneered by guys like Hendrix and SRV. uh this is really really well done. I'm not trying to say that they're a copycat or anything. I think that they understand that there's probably like some homage being paid here. uh and it's just great. It's just some awesome guitar work. And yeah, the rolling thunderous bass and the drums are killing it too. Everybody is carrying their weight. But man, this definitely is taking me places um throughout rock and roll history. Just the guitars alone. Whew. Good shit. Really good shit.
Let me put you in the picture, let me show you what I mean. The Messiah is my sister, ain't no king, man, she's my queen. Let me put you in the picture, let me show you what I mean. The Messiah is my sister, ain't no king, man, she's my queen. Let me put you in the picture, let me show you what I mean. The Messiah is my sister, ain't no king, man, she's my queen. Let me put you in the picture, let me show you what I mean. The Messiah is my sister, ain't no king, man, she's my queen. Let me put you in the picture, let me show you what I mean. The Messiah is my sister, ain't no king, man, she's my queen. Let me put you in the picture, let me show you what I mean. The Messiah is my sister, ain't no king, man, she's my queen. Let me put you in the picture, let me show you what I mean. The Messiah is my sister, ain't no king, man, she's my queen. Let me put you in the picture, let me show you what I mean. The Messiah is my sister, ain't no king, man, she's my queen. I had a dream that seemed alive, don't put it out, and she's alright, yeah, she's my sister.
Ugh, that was fucking awesome. That was just a great song, man. You know what's weird is that like the more I heard that like the chorus or whatever that refrain is that they keep going back to, there's some like shades of familiarity. Like maybe I heard this in passing. Maybe. I don't know why, but it became more and more familiar as I listened. I know sometimes songs can do that, but I also know that there's probably a good chance I've overheard this or caught bits of this in some point. Uh, and I don't know where. I'm glad that I got to sit down and focus and actually listen to this, all of it, because that's exactly how much of it I loved. All of it. It was just a great fucking rock and roll song, man. There's just these shades of great blues guitar. Um, the keys I started to notice a lot more, especially there in like the latter third of the tune, which it of course they were there. This song needs to have those kind of like blues piano keys happening. This is good. This is so good. My favorite Stone Roses song that I've heard to this point. And one of my favorites that John's given me. Yeah, this is, these kind of songs are undefeated. Now let's go talk it over with him.
So you're back.
I am. I am.
What do you think?
Well, it's chicken for dinner tonight because this was winner. This was awesome. And I'll get into it more obviously when I go into my notes, but I will say that this is my favorite Stone Roses song that you've given me so far. Like,
It's like all of those adverts. Do you like Led Zeppelin? Do you like Jimi Hendrix? Well, you'll love Love Spreads.
yes. And it's funny, one of those artists I definitely referenced in my reaction and in my notes. I didn't mention Zeppelin, but I could totally see. I mean, we're talking about not a specific artist as much as we're talking about a time in guitar rock.
Yes.
And the two artists that came to my mind, as I'll repeat as I go over my notes, were Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan. So I got a lot of that kind of guitar vibe off of this, and it was magnifique. It was just so good. It starts with some really stellar Delta blues work on the guitar, and it's accented by these teases on cymbals and some of the drums, but this isn't the beat proper, right? This is just like giving you little tastes of accent work on the drums as the guitar kind of shining. And then this thunderous bass kind of introduces itself, and the proper beat then comes in through the drums, and we're starting to get a fully realized sound here. And it's this excellent instrumental bit that just continues for well over a minute, and I at that point stopped it and just said, if this is all it was for the remainder of the track, okay with that would be fine. And it didn't, and that's still fine. But that's how good what a minute and 5 seconds had bought me. Like I was like, okay, this song has cash with me. Like, we're good here. If this is all it is, this is where you could play it on loop. And as I alluded to, the song is becoming fully realized here, and I'm already flooded with memories of the countless times I've heard Voodoo Child. That is just the song I kept going to. And it's not that it's in any way a replica of that song or even the exact sound within, but there are shades of homage being paid to the Hendrix / SRV style guitar sounds on this track. And it was just like, it's like we've said before, songs that are like hugs from old friends. And this was one of them for me. And again, it's not fully developed for a while here. I'm really getting into it and listening to it, and I'm beginning to wonder at this point if I've caught bits and pieces of this song in the past. The chorus has this eerily familiar sound to it, and I'm not sure if it's solely due to the infectious nature and just the stellar job it's doing as creating much of a connection with me via the hook and the chorus that's going on, or if I've indeed heard this in passing or bits and pieces of it at some point. And it could be either or both of those things. But if it's that I've heard it before, it's also because if I've only heard it in passing and the hook is enveloping me and there's this familiarity to it, that's a sign of a great fucking song. You know what I mean? If you've only heard it perhaps in passing and then you hear it again and you get this overwhelming feeling of like the warmest version of deja vu, it's like stellar, great shit. At 3:01, and after the chorus wraps, the music briefly cuts out and the drummer lightly kisses the cymbals before that rolling bass enters again. And slowly at this point, the guitar cracks the door a little bit, and then he starts entering the room with these whiny bends that are like sort of based around the riff proper. And at about the 4-minute mark, we had another downward shift on the music as the guitar drones to a fade and like kind of eases its way out, leaving the drums and the vocal track carrying the chorus. And the bass again sort of crawls back into frame, filling the low end of the tune. That's kind of providing the foundation for the guitar to pepper in all these flourishes that it does, which it obliges perfectly and carries the tune out to its completion. And again, I'll say this. This was my favorite Stone Roses song that you've given me, which is To Take Nothing Away from She Bangs the Drums or Driving South. This is just like another level of good. And it's really everybody kills it. I mean, the bass is fucking phenomenal, and the drums are too, but the guitar is like what I think captures your attention the most, especially if you grew up around or were subjected to listening to like late 60s, early 70s blues, classic rock, then this is nothing but warm fuzzies to listen to this song. And I know that this came out well after that, right? So this is like a sort of like, hello, old friend. It's good to see you've walked in the pub. So yeah, this was great shit, man. I really, really enjoyed this one.
Oh, excelente. Yeah, so we've talked about the band at length before. I'll put some links in the description so you can check out the previous reactions where we talked about the history, etc., and all the stuff about the second album of this lot. So this is from the much misunderstood and super underrated second album, Second Coming. This was released in November '94, remember it well, and it was the first single from said album. Bobby Gillespie of Primal Scream hailed the song as the greatest comeback single ever because there was a 4-year gap. It reached number 2 in the UK charts, their highest charting single, and it was kept off the number 1 spot by the crossover rave hit "Let Me Be Your Fantasy" by Baby D. Where is Baby D now? It's middle-aged D, isn't he? But anyway.
Yeah.
So John Squire designed the cover there, using a photograph from one of the 4 stone cherubs on the Newport Bridge in Newport, South Wales. The cherubs on the bridge are modelled after Newport's coat of arms, which contains a cherub with winged sea lions. Unfortunately, none of those cherubs are on the bridge anymore, having been removed by ardent fans of the Stone Roses. Sorry about that, guys. I mean, It's hardly Mercedes badges, but even so, you know. I will say this: when I heard this, absolutely adored it and still do. As you know, I'm a massive Led Zeppelin fan, and this screams Jimmy Page and the sort of dynamics of Led Zeppelin to me. I hear the Hendrix connection, but I get more Zepp out of it, particularly in the breakdowns and the way the band works, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a shock, you know. You'd had the first album, you know, She Bangs the Drums, Iron Resurrection, etc. This Manchester baggy sound, but there's shades of the 60s poppy style to them, the sort of Burrs, jingly jangly. And then to come out with this was alienating to quite a few fans because it was, you know, they expected more of the same, I guess, 4 years later. And all they had in the meantime was their previous record label, Silvertone, just reissuing shit on again and again, massive cash grabs. So people were saturated with that first sound, and this was I loved it. And I think a lot of people just do now and got over themselves, and you know, it's a great, great, great song. So I'll go to the lyrics, and they're interesting and fun as well. Love spreads her arms, waits there for the nails. I forgive you, boy, I will prevail. Too much to take, some cross to bear. I'm hiding in the trees with a pygmy. She's over there, yeah. Now, unfortunately, on a lot of lyric websites, that line reads, I'm hiding in the trees with a picnic. And there are pages and pages of debate over what the word picnic signifies. And there's different posters getting into huge arguments with each other about what this picnic signifies and what it means in terms of post-crucifixion. The disciples, did they go for a picnic in Golgotha, and all sorts of bollocks like that, and they've got the wrong word, and it's just hilarious. So
That's
I'm
all I
hiding
can
in the
think of
trees.
is like how much time was wasted debating a word that isn't even part of the list.
So I'm hiding in the trees with a pygmy is from Luke chapter 19, verses 1 to 10. It's a story of Zacchaeus, the tax collector, and apparently he wanted to see who Jesus was, but because he was short, he could not see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore fig tree to see him. That's what that reference is. I mean, relax, guys. The whole fucking thing's made up anyway. But anyway, carry on the lyrics. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She didn't scream. She didn't make a sound. I forgive you, boy, but don't leave town. Cold black skin, naked in the rain. Hammer flash in the lightning. They're hurting her again. Down, now, etc., etc. Let me put you in the picture. Let me show you what I mean. The Messiah is my sister. Ain't no king, man. She's my queen. And it repeats, let me put you in the picture. Let me show you what I mean. The Messiah is my sister. Ain't no king, man. She's my queen. I had a dream. I've seen the light. Don't put it out. She's all right. Yeah, she's my sister. She didn't scream. She didn't make a sound. I forgive you, boy, but don't leave town. Cold black skin, naked in the rain. Hammer flash and lightning. They're hurting her again. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was instrumental bits. Let me put you in the picture. Let me show you what I mean. The Messiah is my sister. Ain't no king, man. She's my queen. And that's when it has that breakdown, which is straight out of Led Zeppelin 2, when it goes to boom, boom, boom. And then it's like piano and rim shots and cymbals. Let me put you in the picture. Let me show you what I mean. The Messiah is my sister, ain't no king, man, she's queen. And then the bass kicks in and some backing vocals, which is ready on the drums. Again, let me put you in the picture. Let me show you what I mean. Blah blah blah. And then the drums proper kick in with the rhythm guitar. Let me put you in the picture. Let me show you what I mean. Messiah, Messiah. Let me put you in the picture. And then the lead guitar comes in with the flourishes. Let me put you in the picture 3 more times. And then I had a dream. I've seen the light. Don't put it out. And she's all right. Yeah, she's my sister. And that's it. So Love Spread's lyrics are apparently a retelling of the Passion of Christ, where it reinterprets Jesus as a black woman.
Yes, okay. That's
In
what I was. The main thing I was getting was they're depicting Jesus as a black woman, right? That's what's happening. Yeah. That's at least what I caught from the lyrics. Okay.
Now, in 1995, John Squire said the lyrics were inspired by British author Rosalind Miles' 1988 book, The Women's History of the World. The book examines the roles of women, their representation, and their power through history. And here's an excerpt from an interview from Melody Maker from 1995. The interviewer says, one thing I particularly like about Love Spreads with the lyrics, the Messiah is my sister, which sounds really innocuous when you hear it on the radio, but in fact you're questioning thousands of years of Christianity by saying that is a casually controversial thing to have in a pop song. Ian Brown says, I don't see it as controversial. Melody Maker, tell that to the Pope. Ian Brown, well, if you read the Dead Sea Scrolls, they'll tell you that Mary Magdalene gave him his power. And one of the other, but I think this is probably Manny says, do you know what the Bible calls the church? She. It's like what the Bible calls Earth, Mother Earth, Melody Maker. Maybe, but it's always been written that God straight Jesus was a him, as in H-I-M, not H-Y-M. You could be on the brink of a major religious and political storm here with people in Italy or Ireland, say, lazy fucking journalist, burning records in the streets like they did with the Beatles. John Squire, the idea of the song is, why couldn't Jesus have been a black woman? It's just an attack on the white guy with a beard sitting on a cross, because that reinforces the patriarchal society. So they're musicians, not religious philosophers, but it's nice of them to. I mean, Ian Brown has got this side to him where can be quite pointed. There's lots of social political references within the first album, which kind of get overlooked, about the French student revolution in Paris in '68, etc. There's lots of stuff in there that he likes to whack in. This is one of the most overt examples, and it's fine. I don't see it as very controversial because four guys from Manchester say, well, maybe Jesus was a black woman. Yeah, maybe not. I don't really care because the whole thing's made up anyway. But it is a barnstorming tune, and it's just incredible. And as you rightly say, the guitars are front and center, and they are for the whole album, really. My only gripe with this song is, even though they're still really good, the bloody drums are still just a touch low in the mix for me because he's one of the great drummers, and they are still slightly low. There's all these, rumors of issues, etc. But Ian Brown's vocals, sound great. The bass is superb as always, and John Squire absolutely kills it. He really does.
Yeah, there's no question there.
And you see live versions as well, and he does exactly the same thing. It's just a great song, and it's a different side to Stone Roses. That first album has such a huge place in the hearts of a lot of people of that era, and I'm guessing, I think from seeing the popularity of them on YouTube, that they have discovered new generations that really adore it as well. But it's so fixed in people's hearts at that time. If you're, a person of a certain age, it's under your skin. It really is. It's one of those. I guess if you were around when Sgt. Pepper's came out, it's the same sort of thing. It really is just ingrained. And there's a real Britishness about that first album as well, and the sort of Manchester movement, that sort of baggy, sort of sound. Whereas this is a departure, and it obviously leads back towards, as you say, that sort of blues-based rock from late 60s, early 70s, which is another sound I adore, and I know you do as well. But it's just a different side to them, which is cool, I think, to see.
How long did it take folks, and maybe it didn't, maybe everyone didn't even come back around, but how long did it take for this album to, and forgive the pun here, but earn the roses that it deserved? Because it sounds polarizing at the beginning, but now as time has gone by, more and more people have come around to the idea that this is truly a great album. How long did that take for people to kind of like get over themselves?
A good 20 years.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
No, that sounds about right. I mean, I instantly think of and just looking at through my lens and the music and bands that I know, but like the Pinkerton album was very polarizing when it came out, because the Blue album was such a success among Weezer fans, and then when they came out with the second album, it was like, what? And now, years and years later, it's looked at as one of their like great records, and kind of like a pioneering in its own way. So it's interesting to hear that this is kind of runs parallel or with that, or kind of has a similar situation where at first it didn't land with the people the way the first one did, or all the reasons that the first one landed with people. This didn't have that same quality, but that doesn't make it any less phenomenal or great or anything like that, So
it's strange. Some bands you accept change, and it's they've got a new sound, and other bands people just don't, and I don't think it's a conscious decision. It just kind of happens. I think because people took that first album so much to heart, and of course it was repeated in the 4 years of absence. River, what's his face?
Rivers Cuomo, yeah.
I mean, he even had a breakdown about that album, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said it was shit, and then he said it was great, and then he said it's the worst thing I've done, then he said it was the best thing I've done.
Yeah,
so,
he's all over the
map. Say that, then but there's a reference. I can't remember when it came out. There's a film called Shaun of the Dead. It's a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen? Do you know of the?
Oh yeah.
There's a joke in it about this album. So they're in the garden, and there's a zombie coming towards them. They start throwing records, vinyl at the zombie, and he gets out.
Okay.
And he goes, "Second Coming, seriously?" And he goes, "Well, I liked it." And they throw it with a gusto.
I remember that now. I remember that. I didn't make the connection until you helped spell it out for me, but yes, I absolutely remember that part. This is the album. That's so funny.
Kind of stuff, and if you were the one saying, "Oh, well, I liked it," you were the weirdo.
Yeah. Oh
There you
goodness.
go.
Well, no, this is to me. This is, I mean, magnificent. I loved the song, man.
Yeah, of course it is. Brilliant. Right, I shall wrap things up. Thanks for listening to Sandy, and folks out there, thanks for listening to it, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Hit the like button, drop some comments, tell us what you think about Second Coming, about this banger of a song. Not that I'm biased in any way, but I am. Yeah, just tell us what you think. We'd love to hear from you. We love sitting through your comments. And that's what it's all about, is that interaction between you guys and us. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And then finally, you can show them folks just what you've achieved when you go to the class reunion. Yeah, that'll show them. I'll try anything at this point. We're trying to build the channel. We really appreciate all your support. And that dick that works in the estate agents down the road, that will show him as well. That being said, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see all of you on the next episode of The Audiophiles.
See you guys.